Being my own boss, but telling myself to unionise, tell it to someone. First question, of course, is from David Pope. Dear Dangerously Talented, can you introduce me to your lovely friend? No. Sorry. Next question from Joe Freddy. What is the leprechaun called that lives in your left ear, and does it get on with the one that lives in your right ear? Well, of course, the one in my left ear is called. I can't hear him over the tinnitus. The one in the right ear, his name is Tinnitus. I think it is. Well, it's not actually tinnitus. It's that sound of tinnitus that's in my right ear constantly, but not in my left ear. The other one is like silence. So silence is in my... Well, not silence. I can hear in that ear, and I can hear well. Sometimes it's podcasts that I hear in my left ear, but not my right ear, because I leave the headphones out of my right ear because, I just prefer just one ear to have the podcasts in them, so I can hear what's going on around me as well as what's in my podcast device. Anyway, in the right ear, that's tinnitus, and in the left ear is podcasts. Next question is from Heavy Basalis. No, Jonathan Stern. Heavy Basalis is the next question, which is probably the last question because not too many questions this week because it's hot out there. Don't go outside, it's hot. In Australia. Don't go outside in Australia, it's hot. Don't go outside in America or Canada or Britain or Europe or whatever because it's going to kill you because of COVID and it's going to fill your lungs with like your own bodily fluids. So that's a good reason not to leave in like America and stuff. Leave the house. But don't leave in the house in Australia because it's hot now. Because it's summer. We had our entire winter inside. As it should be. Next question is from Jonathan Stern. Do you think it's weird that I measure my weight in kilos but my height in feet and inches? Well, of course, look, I personally, I am. I don't know how many centimetres I am. I know I'm 5'8", which is like this high, and that's I'm okay with being this high. And that's good. That's good being that exactly that high, which is 5'10" ish, or 100 and something centimeters. But it's look. If you can get away with it, just measure yourself in feet and inches. It just means that other parts of your body is going to be, a little bit, a smaller number than the number in centimetres. But then you can just say, that part of my anatomy is 10. And then not say whether it's inches or centimetres or just, a rating that the ladies give you. And that's perfectly appropriate if you are going to do that sort of thing, or be misleading, or you can just whip it out and show them that, hey, this is a 10. This is really indeed a 10 in whatever in whatever way that the ladies would prefer, or the gentlemen if you are like that way inclined, unless you're a lady, and then you'd have to if you're a lady boy, then you're an actual lady, because if you're pre-op, oh dear God, I've tied myself in knots. Maybe I should end this thing with the last question for the day before I get really, really uncomfortable. Last question for the day is from Heavy Basalis. How do you feel about mandatory voting, and should other countries try it? Yes, of course. Australians have mandatory voting. Oh, no, this is not appropriate. Political mode! Mandatory preferential voting has been an Australian tradition, in fact, an Australian law since before I could remember, and probably before that I don't remember. And not only should voting be preferential and mandatory and done on a weekend or a public holiday, but all votes should be equal and counted equally, and then they should also have sausages afterwards. Yes, democracy sausage is what all voting should be about. That and a truly representative government. But not only for democracy sausages, why not have a cake stall with a little coffee machine over there and perhaps some raffle tickets? Yes, sell some raffle tickets and make it a lovely occasion where people can get together and vote for whoever isn't that guy. You know that guy. You really want that guy out. And I'm not saying who that guy is because you already know who that guy is. That's it. Tell someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, of course, you can ask me the question down in the place that questions normally get asked below, or you can answer this dovetail question, which has been up for quite a bit now. Or you can ask me a video question, but hardly anybody does that. But you can do that nonetheless because I am that sort of channel, and I should actually do more than just do question and answer videos. But I could, and I probably will at some point if it's not too hot. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off.